Welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Danny and Mike, wherein the fellas discuss drug rugs, Wyckoff moms, and sparkling beverages with special guest Aaron Schwartz. Now play the music, Tootie.
Action, audition. These are trigger words in here, man.
This whole time, yeah, exactly. I just became afraid to fail.
I just peed myself, actually. So, yeah.
This whole time I've been telling people you're using Audacity.
Oh, don't tell him that.
No, he used to use Audacity,
like
though, and that's the really crappy version of everything.
That's the Celtics of screenwriting software.
Actually, even
Celtics,
even Celtics.
People hate on Celtics. I think it's
Celtics is all right because you were able to.
We wrote a lot of shitty sketches.
We wrote a lot of shitty sketches.
Yeah, but now they own all your property, pretty much.
Oh, good. Well, good luck selling all that shit.
We didn't have
dick and fart jokes aplenty.
Yeah,
we are good. Are we Mark marrying this and then just kind of just talking into it, or is it going to be like an intro?
You know,
it's already started.
You've blown it, and luckily with Jeremy's skills, we can cut this into.
Welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my right, Mr. Michael C. Morona.
Thanks, Jeremy, of course.
On point. And to his right, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
Nice to be in the corner again.
And our special guest for the entire hour, you may have seen him in the Mighty Ducks. You may have seen him in Heavyweights. You may have seen him in an episode of Elementary that I just found out.
Wow.
Mr. Aaron Schwartz. Welcome.
Thanks, man. That's a random fandom thing.
I know.
He worked on Elementary for a long time.
That's right.
Man.
Hey, Double A.
A long time.
Were you ever on Blue Bloods?
No, I auditioned for it regularly though. Never got on.
It's frustrating because you have those what's the word? Gorgeous chiseled looks that would get you. That would
Michael, stop it.
I think
seriously.
Look, I think he gets blackballed from
Blue Bloods. No, you get a callback
because you could, you get a callback. You get Blue Balls. He's way more. He's way more. You look a lot better than Tom Selleck does.
Oh, I could do street though. What are you talking about? I'm from the streets of New York, man. I'm coming there.
I can do
street. I've heard rumors about him being very particular about the people, specifically the dudes on the show.
Oh, really?
Can't be as good looking as Tom Selleck. So what I'm trying to say to you is, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You've auditioned a bunch and you probably crushed it, but Tom Selleck's like, screw you, man.
Wow.
Yeah, but I can never grow a mustache.
I had no idea.
Well, yeah, that's hard to.
Yeah.
Mike made the.
Wow, he's gotten into your head.
He calls me every night.
You said that's why you couldn't grow a mustache and work on that job, right? Because there's only one man allowed to have that.
Yeah, only. Yeah. And the mustache, if anybody else is seen, they're taken aside, and gently talked to the first time.
Really?
About growing one.
Like we need you to put a 2 on that shave razor.
They have a barber with a straight razor on set at all times. Even if it's coming in like that, Tom's going to be like, that guy. That guy.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
He's gone.
I'm the perfect co-star with him because I can't grow a mustache. So it's like amazing. I will never be.
You guys would make a great
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
Be great.
Detective buddies for sure.
I don't know what the premise would be. It would just be like,
who's older?
I could just be the mustache.
He just said who's older.
We know who's older. I used to watch him on TV when I was a kid. Shut up, Mike.
You do have a baby face, I will say.
Oh, yeah,
Jeremy's 72 years old.
Yeah.
I heard 74.
Nobody would know.
I tried to explain to them that it's because I had a brain tumor when I was a kid, and then to guilt them.
I gotta go.
Yeah,
he does.
But
guys, you just threw me into this.
Doesn't seem to do anything. But welcome, Aaron. Welcome to the beautiful Seltzer King Studios.
Thank you for having me. This is great. It's cozy in here. It's
undisclosed location in Brooklyn.
79 degrees right now.
It's seasonal.
It started at 78.
Right under.
By the end of this podcast, it'll be 86 degrees.
It'll be with me. It's gonna be like 95.
Wow. Oh shit!
Wow.
You guys really are
Keep your arms
seltzer.
Oh yeah, we push it.
Seltzer. It's
true to our
Actually, we wouldn't have had it unless Danny went to the store. Luckily, because I was out of the Seltzer King.
I know,
was out
but
of
that's
seltzer.
that's the whole thing. I wanted to make sure keep up the allure,
restore the crown.
Right.
And the question
that crown.
Question was, what seltzer do I want? What flavor? Mike, you propositioned that, and I didn't I didn't know how to answer that question.
It's hard.
I just poured you some, so I didn't even ask. I just gave you orange.
You choose right.
Everybody got Mandarin orange.
Yeah.
Bipolar, the brand Polar that we love so much that we always
Seltzer.
shout them out,
I
but
thought
they
you said
never
something about
ever
bipolar.
Never call us.
I was like, well, how'd you guys find out about that?
Well,
we're neurosensitive.
There's 2 bottles on the table, so that's bipolar right there. I'm going home.
Yeah, the door is right up there.
Yeah, you won't get better than that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What do you drink in L.A., Aaron? If you're talking about a clear
Sevilla, actually, have you guys ever had that? That's so LA of me.
Sevilla.
Sevilla is it stevia? What is it called?
Oh, stevia is like a
stevia is like the
Stevia?
The
They
powder.
have a soda that is made out of.
Oh, right.
So like you'll have an orange soda that has no sugar in it,
It's
and
clear.
none of that aspartame.
It's
in
clear,
it,
right?
And it's clear.
I gotcha. That's the allure.
fantastic.
Okay, and that's the sparkling beverage of choice.
And
Like,
what's
if
your
you're
cream
on
of
set-
choice?
But it's what is that?
Cream of choice. Cream or the clear?
What?
What does that mean?
Well, I was just going for the the steroids.
Steroid use.
Oh.
He's going back to Bobby Bonds.
Sorry, I got confused. You're talking. He keeps saying the clear, and all in my head, I'm like, is it the cream or the clear? Which one's he gonna get busted for?
I was getting back to Crystal Pepsi since we all peaked
I
in the
missed that.
90s.
Yeah.
Since we all peaked in the
Yes.
90s.
Yeah, they brought it back out again, and before that, I had asked the guys legitimately, like, if I buy Crystal Pepsi, can we drink it for the podcast? It was a round, like, no, it was a flat.
It went
absolutely no.
It went over
But
like
you
a
did-
lead
you-
balloon.
But on the AV Club, they drank 20-year-old Snapple.
We
so I
drank
don't know what
20-year-old Snapple bottles. Yeah, we
a little
did.
Why
flat.
would you do that?
It was a little
Because
flat.
our friend Mara asked us to.
Oh my God, we did. Did you feel okay afterwards?
I felt fine.
Yeah,
it was
it
a
was
little.
fine.
It was more. It's in your brain, you know.
Yeah.
When you're like, this is 20 years old, and she's like, yeah, it's been sitting in my dad's fridge in the garage for 20 years. So
Did
it's
you
just
guys
been
do a
staying.
taste test? of,
Orders,
like,
we love them.
The modern one.
I don't think we did.
No, we didn't. No,
Oh, that
we
would've been
I don't
only.
great.
think we did.
No, well, I don't think they make that. They don't make those flavors anymore.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like the old school Snapple bottle.
Yeah, Snapple
Oh
used to
man,
make them.
I remember those.
When
And
they were really from New
that
York.
lady was always she was always pushing the Snapple.
Wendy.
She was like a little, yeah,
That's right.
she was great.
Wendy.
She was always smiling and always cheerful, and I always felt like I was in a good mood watching Snapple commercials.
Steel trap, motherfucker.
He
That
does
is
have-
pretty incredible.
He's got a steel trap. It's true.
It's disturbing, is what it is.
Well, for instance, I had a great time with my cousins watching Heavyweights one time. I just had such a good time.
Did you?
Yeah, we just
outta here.
laughed at it was pre dodgeball, right? So that was like
That was his
so it was-
same character. Yeah.
Exactly. Get Ben Stiller's sort of most goofiest, apiest villain at that point, and we loved that, and we loved all the kids and all the things that they did, and your character.
Well, Mike, that's wonderful. You know, I was a huge fan. I got to say something. I don't think I've ever told any of this.
Get this off your chest, man.
I was a huge fan of Pete and Pete before I ever got on the show. When I was a
Wow.
little kid, I was like, I loved Nickelodeon.
That's
I was obsessed with Nickelodeon, and I started acting. And I got a glorified extra part on one of the summer vacation ones.
Yeah, I remember it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I was
we
like,
show
oh my
it sometimes.
God, it's Danny Tamborelli and Mike
Oh,
C.
really?
Moroni. I like knew your names, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
And Dan was like, you were like, hey man, come hang out in my trailer, and I was like, oh, okay.
He's like,
okay.
He's like, pick up some cigarette butts on your way. If you see any cigarette butts on the ground.
He was like, do you know how to roll a joint?
Yeah.
No.
Joking.
That was season 3.
Yeah, that was 2 years later. That was when I was on the show. Yeah.
It's hard to come together while we didn't have a season 4. Danny's just getting stoned in his trailer all the time. Can't get
No,
come
I
out.
wasn't smoking weed
Fuck
yet.
it, we're gonna make Snow Day instead. What?
I was just shaking
That
people
would-
down for cigarettes.
Don't you
that's
think
all.
that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
a
Oh, I did
cocaine
that all the time.
reference?
Oh, there you go.
All the time.
Yeah, Snow Day was probably a reference to all the cocaine that the guys were doing.
Oh, please.
boy.
Coming up
Let's
with all
take it easy.
all the plot lines for season 3, which
That
are,
crew was fantastic. They were like really chill and easygoing, but they were also like, they were rough. They were like, they liked to party.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those guys were all. Everyone on the set seemed to be like they were all. What I remember is that they were all kind of like how I felt when I was like 22, 23. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can do this. I got work to do, but I can like the work hard,
I can
party
still
hard.
rock out.
Yeah, I can work and party at the same time.
I remember. Do you remember Gavin? This is like a.
I don't
He's like a
remember
tall,
anybody.
long haired.
I remember Gavin looked like Frank Zappa.
He looked like
Oh,
Frank
yeah,
Zappa,
yeah.
and he had a little goatee.
Don't
Yes.
say he had a soul patch because
did-
that's what he had.
did have a soul
patch.
He did not have a goatee.
That's right. He had a soul patch.
Yes,
he had
I
a soul
remember him.
patch, and I told him a bald faced lie.
What'd you say to him?
I'm 20.
I said
I'm 20 years old.
No, I said that's cool. talking about his facial hair.
Oh, that was the lie.
And I said, I had one once, and I shaved it and it never grew back. That's the worst thing you could say.
And you were 11.
I was 11 years old. I was just trying to be cool and fit in.
Don't believe you.
First of all, if you have it and you get rid of it, it doesn't not grow back.
Yeah, well, I mean, depends on where
later
on
in life,
head.
perhaps.
You could have been struck by lightning right there in the lip.
I know. I had a much better line, but he also knew the guys from Monster Magnet. He turned me on to Monster Magnet when I was like 12.
Is that what? Like, I can see all this happening in one paragraph too in your memoir.
In my memoir,
it's like Gavin kind of looked like Zappa. This.
End of memoir.
I told him a lie. Yeah.
No, I lied to him, but it turns out that he knew Monster Magnet.
Used butts. The Danny Tamborelli story.
Used butts.
Oh man,
gosh, that's disgusting.
That's great.
Yeah,
that was clever.
Yeah,
there we go.
Could mean everything.
I mean, we could think of a better one, I'm sure, but.
Did you put in a good word for Aaron when he read for all that?
I don't think you knew about it.
I didn't know. If I had known, I would have done something.
At that time, I didn't know how things worked. I remember I was on Mighty Ducks, and then all of a sudden I got a role on Pete and Pete. Did you put in a word for me for Pete and Pete?
Well, I didn't want to say anything. This is a long time coming, but yeah,
I never
I was like, this guy. This guy's good.
You're lying,
this
right?
guy's good.
He'd put a
Look
clause
at the way
in.
He's certainly going to take credit for it.
Look at the way.
I'll never know.
Look, no. He's not a glorified extra. His name is Clem.
Clem. What's his last name?
And he's got sideburns as a kid. That's funny.
Grows a beard because I obviously grew a beard at 11 too, or a soul patch.
Longest callback in history. You're witnessing like a 25-year callback.
Oh man. Yeah,
I love the fact that you had sideburns on the show. I thought
great.
that was a really
I love the fact that you wore them home every night. And
did you guys notice that?
And the drug rug that you had on.
Yeah, and just kept on drug. I just like to play with it and walk home, walk around the streets.
We were shooting in a strip mall or something today, and they had a Lucky brand outlet store.
What are you shooting on?
It's called Tommy CBS.
Okay, nice.
And it's they have drug rugs for sale for like $200.
$200.
But they're like Lucky brand drug rugs for $200.
What is? You guys both said that no.
What's a drug rug? I didn't want to be the.
Oh, really?
I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
Mike's the smarter one, so I'll do it.
No, you know that colorful vest that you used to wear?
Oh, I used to love that. That was called a drug rug.
Yeah.
You talking about the Baja?
I'm the poster child of drug rugs.
Baja is a drug rug.
A Baja is a drug rug. Okay.
You remember that colored vest?
No,
I had like a
it's a pretty
plethora
good one.
of those.
Yeah,
I had
you
different
did.
shades. Yeah. It was like a Cosby sweater turned into a vest. Pretty much is what it was.
But no, Aaron, you took that role on your own.
Really?
Nothing to do with it. I was just happy to see it.
I was happy to be there, and it was funny how things worked out. So when all that didn't work out, I just kind of cried myself to sleep for like a good 2 weeks. No, I wanted to get the hell out of that audition, man. They were like, do stand up, and I was like, oh my god. At 12, I was like, fuck.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But did you have time to think of a routine?
I prepped a little sketch, a little routine, and it was all fart jokes.
I was going to say, do you remember any of it?
I remember it was fart jokes.
Okay.
It was more like, the silent but deadly fart joke, and it was like a play on the silent but deadly. And
yeah.
I'm sure it was all in the punchline. I think I just didn't. I think it was the timing was wrong. Maybe I don't know.
Sometimes who needs a setup? It's just about that punchline.
It's just that punchline.
You could preload for that joke by just drinking a lot of milk the night before.
Oh.
A lot of milk.
Chris knows about that. Yeah. Sharing a room. And it was rough. Sorry, buddy. I had Mexican yesterday.
Cool.
And it was,
I got a name for Jeremy. It's called Baloney Slaps.
Yeah.
Which is apparently...
I totally know what you're talking about just by hearing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, let me show you.
Nope.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do it.
But we have
or put the mic down there so the audience can.
Let's shake on it.
We have a similar problem when we're on the road and the three of us
sharing rooms. Yeah.
Oh,
hey, touring. You've done the tour thing before, Aaron.
Yeah.
It's very different than it was when I was a kid. I don't remember it this.
You don't remember the
way.
hookers and cocaine?
Exactly. I was just shielded from all.
Remember that Fiddler on the Roof tour, man? It was hard knocks.
It was rough. Manischewitz wine every night.
Oh, God.
I toured when I was younger, and
we get good food on the road.
Oh, yeah?
That's what we do.
We leave it on the roof of the van and we drive off.
How often do you... I like that you guys are still like together doing this. This is fantastic. It's great to see you both
an ankle bracelet.
in a room together.
I have an ankle bracelet on him.
Oh, really?
It's true.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's true.
It's dual. It's GPS, but also shock.
I can get within 5 miles, which is fine because he goes back to Greenpoint and I go to
Crown Heights is safe.
Oh, yeah. Well, you guys are living in the same hood. Going to Manhattan is your leg will fall off.
No one goes to New York City.
Well, we have to clear it with each other. And when he goes to the Jersey Shore, I have to go to Coney Island legally.
And I can only be in Asbury Park.
Oh man,
because Asbury Park and Coney Island are like sisters.
Are they? Asbury Park is this weird. It's this place I've gone there and it's beautiful and lovely during the summer, and then during the winter it's like.
Yeah,
it's the scariest place I've ever been. Yeah, exactly.
It's gotten a lot better because a lot of people live there now full time. So
really full time?
Yeah. It's actually they've cleaned it up a lot. Asbury's really nice now.
Oh,
I think he's lying.
Shout out to Jersey.
I think he's lying.
Shout out to Jersey.
Yeah,
I think Danny's from Jersey. If nobody knows,
that's true.
Your audience knows.
You're not from Monmouth County though.
No, I'm from Bergen County.
You're not from Ocean County now.
No, but I go down the shore like every other person from Jersey.
And I oblige you by going to Coney Island.
That's fair.
Coney Island.
What is it?
Aaron's been to my house plenty of times.
Yeah.
Jersey House?
The Jersey House, yeah.
They filmed Pete and Pete in Jersey most of the time, didn't they?
At Danny's house for part of it.
Never did it in my house.
I remember the first episode, Danny is feeding the ducks that have landed in his swimming pool in the backyard.
And it was Vinny LaRusso and Aaron Schwartz and Sean Weiss.
He's wearing
Josh showed up once in a while.
He's wearing a bathrobe, and he has some sort of heart thing happen right away, early on.
Moreno worked with Josh.
Oh, really?
And said he wanted to go to a hockey game of all things, but it never happened.
What were we talking about?
Josh Jackson.
Because you said ducks came in, you were feeding, and I was making a joke. I was saying I named people who were in the Mighty Ducks.
Quack, motherfucker.
Sometimes Mike doesn't listen because he's talking on his own and he just wants to get it out. And then
I thought
it doesn't matter who's in the room.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Josh Server. That's why I was
I love Josh.
Okay.
See, lovable Joshes. This could be a whole side. This would be like a side project of
The Adventures of Danny and Mike podcast presents Lovable Joshes.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Episode 1. So I thought Josh Jackson was nice to work with, but we weren't working together as actors. I was an electric.
You crossed the whole
Rubicon a long time ago.
Rubicon. Yeah. Can I ask you why you did that? What was the reason, or were there many reasons?
Well, it was actually working on Pete and Pete. I think watching Pete and Pete in the time that it took us to produce it, going from a 30, 60-second show all the way up to a half hour, I myself was growing up and reading and getting more interested in production. And I guess that ripened just as we finished the third season. The grips were nice enough when we shot our first season to give me a grip belt as a wrap gift at the end of that year. They gave me a C-wrench and a utility knife and a tape measure.
And you were like, I'm going to do this.
They gave a kid a knife.
Yeah, well, yeah. They did worse things there. Yeah.
It was the 90s.
Hey, I was legally I could already drive, I think.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not.
Okay, I'm just saying.
That's cool,
They gave a kid a knife.
Statute of limitations is up on that. That's how old fucking Pete and Pete is.
Later on, I just kept bugging by the end of Pete and Pete. I was just like bugging the electrics all the time about lights and stuff like that.
That's so cool.
So it was pretty natural.
That's awesome.
So
are you moving towards, like, did you want to do camera department, or you want to stay doing lighting? You like doing the lighting?
I had thought about shooting when I first began my journey.
Yeah.
And
because sometimes that's like the natural, I know on sets, I don't know if a lot of people know that it's a natural progression. A lot of people do the lighting and then they work with the DP and then they go and they start working towards being the DP.
Being a DP.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People start out like doing locations work and like Brendan, like they lie to people about paying them, and then they work their way up to producer.
You learn. Locations is the beginning of producing.
That's the practice.
You learn how to lie. Yeah,
you practice to be a producer. I understand.
Yeah. Nothing's gonna happen. No. We're gonna have
We'll buff that.
We're gonna take 3 months for your house. We're gonna pay the mortgage. It's gonna be fine. You come back, it's gonna look just the way.
Just like
no problem. No, the floor was probably like that beforehand. No,
we took pictures.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So I thought perhaps that I would go into that, and I feel like both lighting and cameras have just advanced so quickly because they're both based on digital technologies now, rather than sort of when I started where it seemed like analog was heading towards a dead end, and it was.
Yeah, and it was a lot tougher. I mean, the things. I mean, you still need to know these things, but now to light, you can kind of like. I don't know if it's the same thing, but pop up the ISO a little bit.
I understand.
Kind of stuff.
Yeah. Things that you can't necessarily do, like that you wouldn't know until you got it back from the lab if you were doing it with film. Yeah, I think maybe like a lot of digital revolutions, maybe like we were talking about last time we had an LA person here about the Thomas Guide.
Oh, God. Who's the LA person here? Am I the LA person?
Just another time. I mean, you are an LA person. You've been there long enough.
Yeah, I know.
What are you?
I don't want to be an LA person.
You know your way around.
Yeah.
You drink Sevilla, for God's sake.
I know. It's like, I had a vegan protein bar yesterday, so yeah.
That's nice. That's okay.
I'm an
You
LA
brought
person.
that in, right?
No,
you got it here?
Yeah,
you can get all that vegan shit.
Yeah,
here
Whole
too.
Foods. Yeah,
it's just a little bit chillier here now.
Yeah, it's a little colder here. It's a little cold for me. So yeah,
is it too cold for you?
Yeah,
you're right. You lost your ketchup blood.
I did.
Son of a bitch.
He's like, it's hot, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm shivering.
Sitting here like a couple beads of sweat.
Like,
what is it now?
It's going 83?
Up 2
degrees.
Should be
2 degrees.
Yeah, 2 degrees. It's really getting going.
81 degrees here in Seltzer.
You got
King
the LA
Studios.
person here, so I'm keeping the weather. I'm keeping it low.
Yeah.
Looking for that June gloom weather? Do you mind?
I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah,
I was just so curious about that.
You've taken over the conversation.
Well, I just think it's so cool that because I thought about that.
Knowing your way around LA, that still people exist like that all the time. But then those that refer to a Thomas Guide as opposed to just having Google Maps now, and not needing to have that information internalized is a lot like having more digital tools at you, but you still got to be able to use the digital tools.
It's like learning to read. When you're able to get around LA on your own without using GPS, like the first time I did that, I felt like I would like just learn how to tie my shoes.
Did you have a knife or anything?
No knife.
You ended up at Skid Row.
I had a car. Yeah.
Which is now everywhere.
So it felt like
cars are everywhere.
It felt like an accomplishment. You felt like you'd done something.
I felt accomplished. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I felt like an LA person, which I was striving for, and now that I've become an LA person.
I'm so ashamed that
I'm ashamed of myself.
I'm sorry I labeled you. I'm sorry I labeled you, Mr. Schwartz.
No, it's okay.
That's that New York Jewish guilt coming, man.
Yeah, I have a love-hate thing going on with that right now.
I took the bus down Sunset Boulevard once. I did it.
I love taking the bus there. I do that once in a while. And people like look down upon taking a bus in LA.
They're great.
They do that here too.
Do they? Yeah. Taking a bus here is great.
Buses are great.
Stay away from the subway. I think it's wonderful.
There you go.
Yeah.
Buses are much less likely to flood during a superstorm. Not being below ground.
Are you Jewish too, Mike? What? There's a little neurotic.
I was born. No.
He knows all the statistics of natural disasters when it comes to mass transportation.
If you grew up in any 4 mile vicinity of Borough Park, you still you
consider it.
Same thing with Jersey. I feel like my wife grew up in Eastern Pennsylvania and never had off for any Jewish holidays, so it's confusing October for her.
Oh yeah,
she's like, why is
everybody eating outside in a hut? What's going on?
I was like, you've never gotten off for Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur? Like, what's going on here? Sukkah? Come on, I got them all.
If you work for the government, you are off like 40 days a year just for Jewish holidays.
It's wonderful. And think about how you don't have to move your car all of those days.
You've been thinking about your car today a lot.
It's liberation. It is liberating.
Well, yesterday you had to drive G to Staten Island, so I'm sure you were in the car back.
Yeah. We drove G to my mother's house yesterday. My son is 3 years old, and what he truly loves is stuff that I had when I was a kid, which is the Fisher Price cash register with the
I had one of those too,
with the 3 coins and the
fake money in there.
Yeah, and like a Fisher Price bowling pin set. So that was what he was really going after.
That's great.
At my mom's house, she still has that stuff sitting around, and she had just baked cookies. So when I opened up the door, it smelled like a textbook example, not like a textbook, not like a book.
I was going to say,
but that's a great smell too. I was like, that brings me back.
Smells like a storybook. Smelled like what you would imagine. Damn it!
What do you imagine?
It smelled good. She made cookies. I opened up the door and it smelled good.
It does.
I'm a
Mike's
poet.
not usually a man of few words like that.
The sentence you started with was just like an immaculate 400-word sentence.
I swelled into something that just didn't happen.
It must have been an incredible smell is what it must have been saying.
Smelled good.
It was a hell of a smell. Yeah, so he got
Gerard, right? Gerard is his name? That's a great name.
Gerard got a turkey sandwich.
Alfie and Gerard, yeah.
Oh my God, they're gonna start a new YouTube channel when they get older.
We pre-ordered like old
G&A.
man. It'll be rated 18. We pre-ordered plaid pants for them that go up to here because their names are Alfie and Gerard.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing. Top hat.
If I had a nickel for every person that's been like, he's got to get a little Pete hat.
I know.
Guys can be twin. I know, but you said plaid, so it just
said plaid pants.
Yeah, well, either way, I got that. And now I'm gonna wait to be like. G also asked if the tattoo was real. Yeah, those are my pet peeves.
Yeah,
who did bad one?
Who did?
They're talking about the petunia tattoo. Is that what you were talking about, or this one?
No, the petunia tattoo.
Okay,
no, this one's fine.
Who asked if it was real?
I'm saying that's a pet peeve of mine. It's like if G said like,
don't go up to Danny and ask him if the tattoo's real.
Word to the wise.
Please don't. I beg of you.
Because then he takes down his pants and he shows you the tattoo, and it's just
that's true. Petunia's moved.
Aaron, do people ever recount your lines to you on the street when they see you or when they're talking about your work or something like that?
Surprisingly, Heavyweights has a strength. It didn't happen in the beginning, and then like
those kids had to grow up. Those kids had to grow up.
Had to grow up and become adults.
Yeah, my cousins are in their early 30s now and stuff like that. The ones that I would watch the movie with, and we were just like, congratulations, you're the fattest boy in camp.
Yeah, all the time.
We were so mean to each other.
It's wild, and it's not a pet peeve of mine until they ask me to recite it with them, and then it became. I go,
I don't mind people coming up and saying,
yeah.
It's dance monkey dance.
Yeah,
no, don't do that.
No, how much?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's a psycho cameo for that, pal. And some people might do it for.
I'll only do it for elementary.
There you go.
Lucy Lou, she could ask me to do anything, and I will do it. Sorry, that was I went into a different direction. I'm sorry about that.
That's another.
Lucy listens to the show.
Oh, does she?
Big fan.
Big fan.
Oh my God,
huge.
No, but I did want to ask you that. A big point of contention with Danny.
Great segue.
Is the fact that he was not in D2, and
I was not either. We both were very young. It was,
and that was the same thing. You had the same reasons.
The same reasons. They said that we didn't grow up enough to be. Where do they go? The Junior Olympics or something?
They said we have Goldberg already. We're done with all the other chubby kids. So get out. Is what they said.
They got more.
Look at this kid. This kid doesn't even look like he's more than 10 years old. I'm actually 11.
Did they keep your sister?
No.
No,
they 86 your sister.
The best part is the end of the movie.
What happened to Tommy and Tammy?
The end of the movie, he gets on the bus to go away, and they're like, "All right, we'll see you next season." And my dumb ass is like right smack dab in the middle front, being like, "Okay."
As you wave, it's like Back to the Future. You're fading from the photo, like you're just going away.
Has anybody made like a meme or some sort of like edit of that of you going okay, and then like dun, dun, dun.
Senator,
but he never got there.
Tommy Duncan was never seen from again.
Senator and Mrs.
Him
Tommy
and his sister fell through the ice while figure skating and playing hockey at the same time.
She was spinning too fast, and he got too close to her tornado.
I could see sort of some freeze frames. And follow-ups would be.
And Carp was watching on the side, and he tried to help.
Got angry and jumped in and fell in there.
Then, you're dead too.
Oh yeah, Steve Brill.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Steve Brill tried to like write some people back in, especially after Heavyweights. He told me, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna write you in. We're gonna do this." And then all of a sudden, they have this 2-movie deal contract. Within a certain amount of time, if an actor or a child does a movie within the year, they have to close to double their income.
Oh, a calendar year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they were like, never mind.
Pause.
We're going to pull that back.
Let's just hit pause on
pause
that.
on that, yeah.
Thanks, Union.
Thanks, guys. It's all right, D3, you know.
Wait, that's just because they didn't want to pay you? Pay you the... They didn't want to pay you, or what was the?
It was too expensive.
It was expensive.
It was really expensive. Yeah, it was like I was probably getting paid what Josh would have been paid. It was that. Yeah, it was.
Gotcha.
So they were like, no, we're good.
Yeah. We had.
I think I dodged a bullet with Home Alone 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was my favorite one.
What do you?
You know, like how Back to the Future 2 is a favorite. Back to the Future, Home Alone 3 was my favorite one.
What is?
Well, that's okay, but Back to the Future 3 is terrible.
Is that the one with the Wild West?
That's the Wild West one.
That's the Wild
West.
West.
Is that the one that you like?
I kind of have a love-hate relationship with it.
Come on, ZZ Top,
like,
ZZ Top with the cowboy.
Yeah.
They spin the cowboy.
It's his barn, like Doc's barn,
my
is like
God,
an identical
Yes.
office. But yeah,
I recreated my own
cheese-tastic.
Mill Valley out of apple orchards.
Did you? In real life?
the silence off of the joke was the best. You both are just like,
we've learned that you know what? Typically,
That's actually something that I'll say out of nowhere from Back to the Future is save the clock tower.
save the clock.
Oh,
tower.
yeah.
I will ask people. I will like shake something in somebody's face and say save the clock tower.
It's my favorite.
Or when I see a clock tower, I will say save the clock tower.
So what's the story with Home Alone 3? I want to hear this. What was
Oh,
it?
nothing.
dodged a bullet.
I just wasn't in it. They cast an entirely new family.
They did. They
Yeah.
did cast an entirely new family.
Yeah.
That's why I loved it so much.
It's kind of like
Joking,
the mission.
joking.
It's kind of like the Mission Impossible franchises where everybody except Tom Cruise gets iced.
yeah.
Sorry, Ving Rhames.
Oh yeah.
Is he still? Is he
He's still
going?
doing it. He's
Okay.
still doing it.
That must be the meats.
He's
That's what's sustaining it.
the Arby's guy.
He's
We
the-
have the meats.
Yeah, he did something right, Ving Rhames.
we always
He was-
kept thinking he died, but I think
No.
that was
No, that's
Ving
pride.
Rhames.
That's pride, motherfucker. Fuck pride.
Pride.
Yeah, that's
PRYDE.
no PRID.
Are you doing a line from Pulp Fiction?
That's what
I got you.
Wow.
I got you, Mikey.
Okay.
Jeremy likes Tarantino. I don't.
I understand the whole Tarantino thing. I think Tarantino is really good at what he does, but he's so stylized that some people are like, it's not supposed to be real. I think it's supposed to be a caricature. I think every movie he does is a spaghetti western in its own right.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
I think he just takes a little too many too many liberties of
Yeah.
the words he says and the
The man
shit
can
that he
write,
writes.
though. The man can
no,
write.
His scene, yeah.
What we
Yeah.
were talking about from with cameras going from film emulsion to digital.
Yeah, he hasn't done that.
But I'm saying like he still does these super long takes that are like max out a magazine. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
digital has enabled a lot of filmmakers to do super long takes and super long scenes and super long shots of just people talking or a lot of stuff happening that was physically limited by earlier
Yeah.
filmmaking techniques.
How many magazines do you think Scorsese went through in Goodfellas during the walkthrough scene through the Copa and back?
Oh, shit.
We don't know because they all burned up in Hollywood.
Is that what happened?
Did they burned with one of
I
the
don't know if it
barns?
was the
that they,
Godfather, but it was,
oh, yeah.
shit.
Yeah, there was a
tons.
studio
that's right.
fire.
Right.
Yeah, the place is burning down.
The whole
I don't know if I want to call myself an LA
Yeah.
local just yet. Yeah.
Is it? It's close.
Come
It's
back,
real
come
close,
back to New York. Yeah, I understand.
it's nice out there.
I tried to have that
Smells like-
talk.
it
I
smells
tried
like
to have
hot
that talk
piss.
with him about 7 years ago before he left. He's like, "Oh, you really want to go to LA?" He's like, "Yeah, I do. I want to get the fuck out of
I
here."
think
just
Danny
love
still wants
nice weather. I think I'm just that Jewish that I want to be in like Florida all
Miami.
the time. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a 70-year-old Jewish man.
You're
that
schwitzing. I'm
retired.
schwitzing in this.
Yeah.
And well, you should enjoy yourself in Seltzer King Studios. Then please make yourself at home.
I'm drinking a nice. This is a crisp. You guys do this 6 Point crisp.
Ooh, yeah. we like
Pilsner.
6 Point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious. I'm
Send us
drinking
some-
this.
Yeah.
But I'm
Brooklyn
a big
beer?
fan of that polar seltzer.
Yeah.
It sounds like
Or
somebody
the
needs a
bipolar seltzer.
refill. Yeah, bipolar seltzer for the neuro-sensitive.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah. We're full of seltzer tonight.
There you go.
Pass it around.
Pass it
I
down.
went to Sway earlier today, and they had a bottle of water in front of me, but they were rushing everybody in so much that it was a bottle of water that was used, and I was a little nervous because everything was like being pushed in, and so I got a little cotton mouth, and there was like maybe 5 of the 10 minutes I was there, my mind was constantly going, should I drink
Whose
it?
is
Should I
that?
drink
Who's
that
is
Should I
that?
drink this water?
Who had it before?
Who had
Had
it
it.
before me?
Who's had it before?
It was-
I'm in
Hallucinating.
New York. It's flu season.
Yeah,
Flu
my-
season's happening.
season.
My son is. My
Should I
son
keep on talking
is
like this?
king of backwash. It's kind of frustrating.
King of backwash?
Yeah, I have all these. I'm finding all these cups in the fridge now that are like his half-finished milk. I've unfortunately got my son hooked on apple cider because it's the sweetest thing known to man.
Jeez.
And
But
does that jack him up? Does he get all jacked up?
You know what? I gave him some, and then we drove to Staten Island. And he slept in the car, so it was
Blackberry? Is this what is
black cherry?
Black cherry?
Yeah, excellent.
Okay, it's a runner up.
We're vibing.
Yeah,
We're vibing.
Kind of
2 for 2.
2 for 2. That lemons look. I think we should have started with the lemon and then gone to all these
Ramping.
I think. Well, this could also cleanse your palate at the end. So I'm just saying,
It's a good leveler.
it's a good leveler. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the same way if you go into like
He's a connoisseur.
if you go to a pizza place in New York, you get their regular slice because
Always.
that's what. If it's any good, that's the one.
Best pizza in New York City. What do you guys say?
John's a Bleecker.
that's
No,
tough.
not a
John's
not
I
a
heard of.
single.
Sal and
stutter
Carmine's. Have you
for
been
me.
there?
Sal and Carmine's is good.
It's good. Okay.
No slices.
I got a good from Danny. I think.
Right.
that's-
None of them. Neither John's a Bleecker is not slices either.
Okay, then it's not a real pizza place. This is the LA. The LA is kind of coming in, but it's the New Yorker in me saying, if there's no slices, if you can't take it,
You
go
just got
and
to
walk
well,
out of there.
yeah. Well, okay.
Am I right?
Aaron,
I mean,
Aaron, you
it's
might
then
be onto
there's-
something.
Then a couple
Yeah.
blocks up is Joe's Pizza on 6th Avenue.
I know Joe. Yeah, Joe's is good.
Joe's is good
yeah,
slice
Joe's is
pizza.
real good. The
But the
thin
best pizza
and the
in
tomato
New York
sauce.
City, you didn't say slices, but I'm telling
Oh,
you right
sorry.
now, the
That was my
best
fault.
the best pizza in New York City is John's a Bleecker.
You didn't say slices.
I
John's a
disagree.
John's a Bleecker.
John's a Bleecker.
for the
Chris,
for the
we gotta
listener.
go to John's a Bleecker.
For the
You
listener,
absolutely have
that
to go to
creaking
John's a
sound
Bleecker.
is Danny
100%.
moving the goalposts.
Where should I?
I'm not. Why am I moving
should
it?
I-
Why? Because there's no slices.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I
that.
have. We're doing a documentary, so I have Chris documenting a lot of this.
Yes.
Chris Canote.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
I am trying to show Chris with as much time as we have all like the typical New York things to do, but like not touristy. Even though we are staying in Times
You got to
Square.
go get some dim sum in Sunset Park.
you
Sunset Park. Okay,
There
cool.
you go.
Go to Pacifica.
You have to bury a corpse in Sheepshead Bay.
It's already,
You got to
that's already happened.
Sorry, didn't mean to blow up your spot.
That's true.
Then you have to go to Staten Island to gather the used blocks that people's feet were in when they got thrown in to be killed.
were-
And then that
So-
person,
But
and then
so
that person.
recycling the blocks is
That's
what we're
right.
doing.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. That's
Frugal,
money.
frugal murdering.
That's
Then
money.
you have to go to Crown Heights and sit shiva with his family.
Yeah.
So
After, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You killed Maury.
I have the blessings in my
Yeah,
back
kill
pocket.
him.
So
You killed Maury.
was that a heavyweights reference as well? Oh no.
oh, that's a
okay.
Goodfellas reference.
Oh man.
We have 2 touchstones here.
What-
Goodfellas
what
and
are they?
heavyweights.
Good. Well, I had 3 with heavyweights is coming in 3 now.
Are you talking about D3?
Shut up, man.
Because you weren't in that one.
You know what the crappy thing is? My apartment. My apartment number is D2.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm always in D2.
So you're every day you open that door, you're like,
I'm always like, God damn it!
It couldn't even have been 2D.
Yeah, I know it should be 2D, but it's not. It's D2.
It's
an extra.
D2.
It's an extra like.
It's weird how all the other apartments in there have the number. For
yeah. There's
Yeah.
footage of the landlord going, Tamborelli? I don't know why he had that accent, but switch the D.
That's how they named Mario in the Nintendo games. They had an Italian landlord. They had an Italian landlord that would base the Mario character on. Apparently, he insisted on doing the maintenance himself.
Amazing.
That's it. So the landlord that also is the super it's a good landlord.
It's a good landlord.
Yeah.
Until he puts D2 in front of the 2. And then
Until he fucks with me.
Oh, I can't wait to find some Mighty Duck stickers and throw in that door. That's going to be my work for the
Good
next
luck
2
finding
months.
Mighty Duck stickers, dummy.
Look behind me. There's printers. I can make anything. Anything.
It's not a sanctioned.
and then we should sell them online and make some money.
Oh, there you go.
Let's do it.
There you go.
He admitted it.
Do you have anything?
D2
Do you
stickers.
have anything for Mighty Duck still?
Yeah, I think I have the helmet that I got hit in the head with. Yeah, the whole dented helmet.
Yeah.
That was my parting gift. That was Jordan
That's
sent
very
me that.
cool. That's
he
very
was like,
cool.
"You're still part of the family. I'm so sorry, but take the helmet."
Take the helmet.
And there's a big dent, another dent on it. When I had it and I was 11, I went, "Fuck you, Jordan." No, I'm just kidding. No,
So it's game. So it's game worn, is what you're saying. It
Yeah.
was worn. It was worn.
It was
on
worn on the. It has the little carp written in that the wardrobe would or props would write.
Oh yeah,
inside of it.
note your character. Yeah.
So it's like the actual helmet, and then I think I have a couple things. I have an original script.
Oh.
I don't have the signed one. I remember I had a script that I had everybody sign,
You probably auditioned that for charity.
There must have been a moment where
I auditioned it for charity.
I was probably 19 years old.
In my mind.
Yeah.
Oh, you smoked it.
Probably smoked it. Yeah.
You probably could have auctioned that for charity. That would have been that.
You know, now I have to auction something for charity because I feel like a scumbag because I probably did sell it.
Go into your memory box. You know your mom has it.
My mom does probably have it, but
man.
Go through that apartment and try to find some of that stuff. That's
God bless the
New York Public
hoarders.
Library in there. Yeah. She's not a hoarder. Mom's going to listen, so I'm going to say this: she's not a hoarder. But she likes to collect things
and clippings.
Keep stuff.
Not clippings, thank God.
Really?
She hasn't done that. Yeah. When that happens, we call the doctor. Yeah.
We have to talk. Mom, these coupons are from 1987. You got to let it go.
He's drawn a line.
This D'Agostino doesn't even exist anymore.
Expiration date is kind of worn off. It could be 2019.
Yeah, it could be still good. My mom hoards too. How about your mom?
Yeah. My mom hoards. My mom right now is on a big kick. She won't. I mean, she's always a mom. She's always going to be a mom.
Oh, but she takes every hair clipping now.
No. Sally's on Facebook.
Love Sally.
And she's joined a group that's called Wyckoff Moms.
Oh no,
which is like
amazing.
The town that I grew up in. Like moms, like, hey, I got these kids' toys, and she's got grandkids, and like. She's just constantly on there. Like, she's bought stuff from people I went to school with in my grade, and they like text me later.
How are you?
Hey, your mom is on Wyckoff Moms, and she got a bunch of like kid stuff. Like, is she okay?
Is everything all right?
Is everything okay?
Thought I should let you know.
She going through something right
worth
now?
of magnet blocks from me. What's going on?
She's trying to hawk this crib on me.
I feel like
now.
Jersey moms did that back in the day, but now they don't have to leave their house.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Now they can just send it via UPS.
Every Tuesday we show up at the Ben Franklin Pharmacy. Hang out for a couple hours.
Shoot the shit.
See if anybody's got any cool stuff for us.
Yeah.
And now you can just do it on the internet.
Your parents were so chill, and they were so... I think that's why you are so well adjusted also, because your parents were so... They would not let you get away with any shit.
That's true.
They really would.
That's true.
It wasn't... I mean, wasn't going to get into that.
Aaron knows that my parents were not shy around. Like, if we had like company over, or like I had friends over, and like I had done something wrong... Everybody knew. There was no, like, my mom was not like, we'll talk about this later. My mom would be like, I'm sorry, Aaron, but you have to hear this. Danny, you didn't clean your room. You didn't do your homework. And guess what? After Aaron leaves, you're grounded for a week. What?
Yeah, and I was in the corner going,
like, bye, Aaron.
You and Aaron
See
have
you
fun.
later.
You and Aaron
have fun. I'll make some cookies.
You and Aaron go watch Raiders of the Lost Ark, but in 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh man!
But your dad, I remember he was he was really nice, and then there were moments where it was like he would be like, Danny, and his like the whole room shook.
Don't make it mad.
He had an intimidating factor to him.
Yeah, he had the Italian scaries.
Yeah, but they were both awesome.
Yeah, they're still pretty awesome. They're doing
awesome.
good. But yes, I would attribute my health and well-being to them wholeheartedly. And good segue, because we didn't really discuss
that wasn't on purpose.
I wasn't.
I'm not thirsty to talk about it. I want to be on your podcast.
I want it. Yeah. No, I'm glad that we're shooting the shit, but it's important. I like it, and I think it's important to talk about.
Yeah.
And you're now going from being an actor to going on the other side of it as well.
Yeah, like I've always wanted to be on the other side of it and to actually direct, but I didn't think I would do this. It was an idea that I had, and I thought this is important, and it something kept on coming up every time I was trying to get back into the business, trying to audition. I felt like there was a little bit of like a resistance, and I don't know if it was just in my head or it was just, people were kind of, then I get this question like, why are you normal for being a child actor? And I was like, what does that mean? Like, I mean, I know a lot of child actors that are normal, like all my friends are normal. And that kept on happening, and I was like, "Oh, this is, you know what?
I'm going to make
a documentary about this.
I'm good to answer this question.
Yeah, let's answer this.
Keep asking this question.
Yeah. And so we've named it temporarily now. I think we might be changing it. Stigma Raised in Hollywood, because it's about that stigma that all of a sudden gets put onto all these child actors. It's like you think all of a sudden you've gone off the deep end once you. Stopped being a child and you grow up into adulthood and you're still trying to act and you haven't gone and become a lawyer or something else. You're still in the business. It's like, whoa, unless you're Jerry O'Connell or somebody who's gone from childhood to adulthood and stayed successful, if you have had a lull in between and then you keep on going, all of a sudden you are like, is everything okay?
You're on mental watch.
Yeah.
Who's the kid from Goonies who did the Truffle Shuffle?
Oh, he's a lawyer now.
He's a lawyer.
Yeah.
I figured that would be a good example.
Yeah, I learned a lot about child actors doing this because there was some research. Having been a child actor does not make me an expert on child actors, so I did a lot of research and like looked up stuff and tried to like figure this out. And we're gonna go and I'm gonna talk to a therapist. Like I'm gonna have my own sessions in therapy. Just because I need it, and it's a great way to write it off because it's at
the same time. Very smart.
That's great, though.
Very smart.
But talk to casting director. I'm going to Don Case tomorrow. Don Case is a huge casting director that did a lot of commercials.
Don't make it about me, but please tell him I say hello.
I'll make it about you.
I love Don Case so much.
He was the first thing that came to my mind.
So many fucking toy commercials through him.
Hot Wheels,
constantly bigger.
Lego Mania.
I bet you that he booked that Last Action Hero.
Oh yeah,
that we show in Nostalgia Personified. I bet he booked the Lego commercials.
He's still at it. He's still at it. Tomorrow we're doing an adult session. We're trying to get a kid session. I might, when I come back in December, try to get a kid session because that's great. Ultimately important. But I think it's also going to be more moving parts having kids. I mean, it's also a touchy subject. So I've come up against a little resistance, which I knew would happen, but I thought it would be, it would be a little easier, and it's become quite a struggle, and solely I think because of the name stigma.
I feel like your perspective is one of the best things about this.
And the thing that I like, my whole little like pitch is, this is the journey of figuring out, I'm not doing the pitch properly right now, but it's kind of like in short, it's what is the stigma that's attached to child actors? Is it real? Is it not? Let me find out. And it's from the perspective of a former child actor. And I think that's like, a great, and obviously I'm going to be a champion for child actors. I'm not going to go, found this out, there'll be some negative things involved, but mostly it's going to be, me trying to champion it and show a positive light. But that being said, I've had a lot of resistance. Went back to talk to my school the other day that I grew up going to, that was like a professional school. And they were just like, to protect our students. And, I don't think it's the right idea. And I understood, but I also was like, that might be a thing that's perpetuating some of this issue.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Maybe you're like, you trying to be like, let's hide it.
They're worried that it'll look bad on them.
Yeah. I told them they'd had final cut and everything. Like I gave them like carte blanche to do whatever they want with the footage, throw it out, put it in there, re-edit it. And they were still like, no. And this was like, I'm friends with a lot of the people that went there. And I was friends with some of the teachers. And it's just, it's unfortunate that I think that happens a lot. And there's other actors that have been doing that. So we're probably changing the name and revamping the teaser that we have now just to kind of make it a little more
You got to do it like Sacha Baron Cohen, sort of ambush. Like he did.
I thought about ambushing a little bit, putting on some like glasses with a camera.
Yeah.
Or Michael Moore. Excuse me, Miss Nahalik. Excuse me.
Or you could.
What's with all these child actors? Some of them are good and some of them aren't. Yeah, Can you give me an answer?
You could do like a disguise. A
mustache.
There are a couple different.
Tom
ways.
Selleck shows up. That was a callback.
Yes.
See, comedy. I could do some comedy.
Now we're talking. Let me talk to you about reverse mortgage.
When you were doing research, did you come across like lots of like rumors that were, like you hear Danny Bonaducci went to the set where he shot, the Partridge Family, and the security guard wouldn't let him in, and he had a fit there, and that's why he started doing drugs.
There was some of that.
There's like a lot of like
some of that was from former.
That's why he started playing celebrity
child
poker.
Actors that in the 50s and 60s. We interviewed. He's not going to let us air some of it, so I can't really say what it was about. But there was another actor that he worked with on another show at the same time in the 50s. I think it was the 60s. When was it? 50s, 60s? Talk about the Munster. We interviewed Butch Patrick.
Who
played Eddie Munster.
Oh, yeah.
And we talked to him about because I want to talk about, I wanted to like go through the spectrum, the full like 1960s. Like if
Did you go all the way back to like Jackie Coogan?
Yeah, I asked Jackie Coogan. He wasn't available, so
he's dead.
Yeah, his parents were there though. They were ready to roll. They're like, how much? If anybody knows about the Jackie Coogan
irony.
You don't know about Jackie Coogan?
I'm not sure I do.
Jackie Coogan was the kid in Charlie Chaplin. The kid.
Yes.
Actually, yeah.
And his parents took all his money.
Oh, right.
So then the union decided that a portion of any money that you make goes into
put
a
away.
trust until you turn 18. It's the Jackie Coogan law.
But it's like 7%. So it's,
is it 7%?
So if you're making like a normal, I don't know. I think
they told me it was they told me it was
shit.
70.
My parents told me it was like 50% of what I made. I'm in trouble.
Yeah,
we all don't know exactly what.
See, Paul and Sally seem nice.
Yeah,
you fucking stole money from me. Those sons of bitches. 7%.
Of course, you'd be happy too if you were sitting on all that cash.
That hard-earned Lego money.
Oh man, that's where we made our money. Those commercials, man, that was good.
Yeah,
but we had this whole thing, and he talked about some of that stuff. So that stuff did come out with some of the older actors. I feel like they kind of were like, well, let me tell you about a little bit of scandal,
right.
You know. But now, like I interviewed Jonathan Lipnicki from Jerry Maguire, and he's just like such a good, like well-adjusted kid, still hustling. And the business is hard. Like this business is hard to break. There's this level where you can either you break through and then you're constantly working, and then from there you can keep on going up. But until you hit that spot where you're constantly working, even if you do hit that spot, sometimes it's not guaranteed. But until you hit that spot, you are doing day players. You might have a show, and then will that show pick up again? It's like it's a hustle, and we all know it's a hustle. So I think that has a lot to do with the idea that you've been doing this since you were a kid, and you think of a kid like shining shoes every 5 minutes. They're hustling, and I think that might have a lot to do with it. And that gives a little base to understand why people on the outside of it kind of go, shit, like you guys are like roughing it. But the fact of the matter is it's fun, and I love it. And if you can make a living, do it.
You're not shackled to a 9-to-5er.
Yeah,
people.
I've done commercial real estate, and I'm telling you, I made good money at certain points, and I still just was just like I hated it.
Okay.
I just hated it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I love acting. I love being I love making the magic of movies and TV in one way or the other.
And you're still involved in it now.
Yeah.
And interrogating your own former role.
Correct. That's a good way. Yeah, I am.
I really liked documentaries because I didn't want to work with actors when I went to film school. I didn't want to work with actors. I didn't want to direct people. I just wanted to make documentaries. And my dad passed away while I was in school. He was a firefighter.
I'm sorry.
In New York City. It was a long time ago. He's still dead.
I'm still sorry.
Thank you. And I went. I talked to an uncle. I have a fire department all over the family, so I talked to an uncle and went to his firehouse and started just sort of interviewing fellas. And I met all these guys and got a little bit of background on them. And then this officer came in, the captain, and he said, "This thing you're doing, don't do it."
The acting thing.
Well, no. I just had gone into a firehouse and just started interviewing people for a documentary.
Oh, he was like, "Stop, cease and desist."
Yeah, because I had never gotten any permission from the fire department or anything like that. It was just very informal. And so I ended up getting out of there and going to my dad's old firehouse in another part of Brooklyn and interviewing those guys there instead. And it became a different documentary in a way because it became a little bit more personal because these were guys that knew my dad and had worked with him and stuff. And
those are the type of documentaries I love watching too, because it's, there's a documentary where it's, Ken Burns and here's the same. He does a great job with those kind of documentaries, but then there's Michael Moore is an extremist. He's trying to he has a political agenda.
But something about the process.
The people who are finding some personal, experience within it, and you're following their personal journey.
Which is crazy, that's the exact thing that I hate the fuck out of Yelp reviews. I hate the fuck out of recipes. Don't give me a recipe where you tell me about your fucking honeymoon, okay? Just tell almonds,
Oh my God! My friend wrote a book called
spice.
The Yelp that he used it as like a blog.
Fucking Yelp review. It's like, first of all, I've had a horrible life. Give me some dumplings. You know what I mean? It's like, how am I supposed to please you?
I'm eating 15 fried dumplings for a reason.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear this
guy
shit.
How am I
didn't know I was in a stand-up MRI for 3 hours, but I wanted my bits. All right? I wanted my fish and chips quickly, and the fries were burnt, and there was too much damn vinegar on it.
That sounds
And
delicious.
Methodist Hospital kicked me out.
Yelp reviews of hospitals are the ones that...
Oh, I just somebody was posting on a story I was watching the other day, and they were posting Yelp reviews for LA County Jail, and it was the most genius use of
10 of 10
Instagram
will
I have
return.
ever seen.
I'm an addict.
Yeah, it was like they were horrible. Didn't eat for 7 hours. I was stuck in my cell all day. I'm like, you are in county jail. It's great though.
The trolls are everywhere.
They all got 1 star. They all 1-starred it. It was LA County Jail's going down.
I made a fake Yelp. I do a podcast called Fresh Beef where we take Yelp reviews and we have a comedian.
You track down the people involved or something?
Exactly. Yeah, and that person is improvised by a comedian. They take the base of the Yelp article
that's
and
genius.
then they make a character out of it. But one of the ones that we made, we decided to make one fake one, and that was about Michael Phelps, or who was the swimmer
Michael Phelps,
who was in Brazil.
The bong.
And
No, that was Ryan Hochty.
Ryan Lochte. Yeah,
Lochte.
that guy's even worse.
what did he do? All those swimmers.
Oh, dude, he
Good
like,
backs,
guns
bad
pulled on him
attitudes.
and,
He beat up a vending machine in a gas station, I think.
broke a door on a bathroom and all this shit.
And then he said he
We've all
got,
been
he
there,
got
right?
robbed.
It was a
And then he got
Snickers get
robbed,
stuck.
right?
Yeah.
It was a pay toilet.
Yeah. But we did a fun Ryan Lochte dumbass Yelp review, like in his voice, which is exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah, I've
it.
seen him interviewed. It's
The Ryan Lochte
amazing
story.
that he's
I don't
rich and famous.
Yeah, I don't have any
It's just
idea.
incredible.
Pure luck.
It happens a lot nowadays,
It does,
yeah.
it does happen a lot
Yeah.
these days.
Pure luck for that guy.
Cash me outside.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I met her.
Oh my!
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've met that girl. Yeah, it's interesting.
You should have her in your doc.
I'm going to stay away from that, Danny. Thank you for the advice.
Yeah, I don't understand why.
No.
Why do you think that would be a bad idea or a good idea?
No, I'm just saying.
Do I call her
I don't think
Mrs.
you wanna
Cash?
be-
That's
yeah.
I just don't know how to. I think it's just I just don't know how to like.
It's
talk
hard.
to her,
It's hard.
you know?
It's hard to have the first
Yeah.
Bad babe.
to get in there.
Cashy? Do I call her Cashy? What's up, Cashy?
Is she the bad baby or the
Cashy.
bad Barbie? I can't remember.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm sorry that we even went there.
jumped to that. No,
That
I mean,
particular
sorry
shark
we-
long
it's
ago.
relevant to this
We even went there.
world.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I think you can blame Dr. Phil for her, and why wouldn't you interview Dr. Phil?
I'm going to blame Dr. Phil for everything. I think Oprah made a big mistake. And Tom Selleck, I heard, is coming for him too.
Wow.
Why
Sorry, I'm going to keep on using it until it's.
Wow. Can you imagine that? Tom Selleck versus Dr. Phil, Battle of the Stash.
I don't know.
Battle
Dr.
of
Phil's from
Stash.
Texas. I think he's going to kick his ass.
Wow.
Yeah.
One does seem more sprightly, but the
Are
other-
you from Texas,
Yeah,
Tom?
Yeah, but the other one also could get all of the NYP to unconstitutionally murder him, extrajudicially murder
That's
him,
true.
Dr. Phil.
That's true.
They
Yeah.
probably. Where do you
He's
think?
in, right? Is he's in with all the police now just because of
He's-
Blue Bloods? Is
he
he an
gets-
honorary? Is he an honorary?
He gets a
sergeant?
super. He gets a super PBA card. There's like PBA cards, and then there's like silver and gold PBA cards. He gets a gold PBA card, which means you can kill 5 people a year.
You should steal that and
True.
figure out your parking situation. That's what it'd be.
Parking.
Just put it right on your dashboard.
It's crazy because you kind of look around at we have city bikes here in New York, and there's different kind of bike shares at all different cities around, and we can get along with less cars. I swear it.
Yes, we can.
I'm sorry.
I actually recently bought a bike. I was going to get a motorcycle because I was like, that's going to be cool, and I'm almost 40, so I got better do it before I hit 40.
Do you
But
have a
then I
leather
was-
jacket?
I do, but I probably should get a new one, like a more like,
Can I
biker leather jacket.
Just a $200 drug rug from.
I'll bring my old drug rugs back from back in the day.
We accept drug rug trade-in.
But yeah, I got a bike. I got a bicycle.
Okay.
And I love it. I like rode to Griffith the other day and like, yeah, I have a car, but I don't use it as much, and I'm happy. Reducing my carbon footprint.
Right on,
and
right on.
Yeah, man.
Getting lean.
Right on.
Shredded.
You go up a lot of hills.
A lot of hills. No, I hate hills on bikes. I'm not good enough for that. No.
There's flat parts of LA.
Is it a geared bike?
It is.
Good.
It's a good bike.
Good. Don't get one of those fixed bikes.
No, the fixies. Never do that.
Don't do it.
Don't
I know
do it.
you. I know you are a fixie guy, but I'm just saying.
They look really cool.
They do look very cool,
they
but
have
I
that
just
hybrid
don't
look.
think it's safe.
Yeah,
I survived. I don't do it anymore.
It's
you
cool
survive,
when you use
but you
the
don't
back
do it
pedal.
anymore.
Yeah.
I like
It's like
pulling the
whippets.
pedals back to stop. Whippets.
It's like whippets. I've never. I survived.
That's a
I never
Jersey
died.
thing.
Oh no! Yeah.
I sure don't do them anymore.
You know, it was a New York thing. I think I asked you to bring them a couple times. It was beaties. Do you
Zimas.
remember beaties?
I love beaties. Yeah, the
Like,
little.
what
You
is
get them at the delis. You can get the bodegas on the Upper West
yeah,
Side.
little
right?
tie sticks.
You get the.
Yeah, those are great.
You can get them at the bodegas in Spanish Harlem.
Yeah, that was nice. Light some incense.
Oh, Aaron's coming over. Hey, Aaron,
Smoke
do you
some
mind
beaties.
going to the bodega?
I had them probably. I think I had packs of these. I think I smoked those for a while. Might explain like my sinus allergy issue now.
gosh.
Smoking those for all those years.
And what's in the vapes? Don't worry.
No,
Don't
I
get
don't
sick
touch
from the vapes.
I know people are bleeding out of their lungs right now. It's,
So it sounds like some X-Files shit.
yeah.
Look,
What are they putting in those vapes?
well,
What are they doing?
it's the people who are
Aliens.
being.
We gotta get
it's
to the bottom
people
of
who
these
are being
vapes.
frugal and buying like cheap,
Oh, yeah.
disgusting juice on the internet that like
that what
fucks
it
them
is?
up. And actually, to be perfectly honest, most of the people who are getting sick, it's not fucking juice for nicotine. It's
the
fucking
THC.
bad weed pens.
Are you a vapor?
I am, yeah.
No, like cigarette vapes, like
No.
Oh,
just
okay,
the
so
weeds.
it's-
You
yeah,
too,
weed.
Danny?
Just the weeds,
Oh,
just the
okay.
weeds. But I
Danny,
know
don't
where,
do
but
it.
I know where mine comes from, and
now
I
I'm
know
putting
who
you in my
makes it.
documentary.
Oh no!
Now vapes.
We just
I was-
uncovered some shit.
Look, here's the real thing of it is that all my money went into the vape business, and I'm not doing well right now.
Oh man, it sucks.
Really doing poorly.
But let's try to revamp it.
I put all my money into this vitamin E. Hey, it's supposed to make it taste better. Also, if you're smoking weed vapes that taste like root beer, you're an idiot to begin with.
Yeah.
What the hell is the matter with you?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
You deserve that popcorn. That's not true. But
No, nobody deserves
No one
that
deserves popcorn lung.
Except
Is that what it's called? Popcorn lung?
something like that.
Oh,
If you have popcorn lung, you can
Let
give
us
us a
know.
call at 347-470-8150. I stole your bit. I'm so sorry, but
I'm surprised he hasn't
I am
done it
surprised
once.
he
It's
hasn't
an
either.
hour and you
I
haven't
know.
even said nothing.
Wait, so you guys don't do this live? You edit it, so there's no call-ins, right?
No, but what we
Can we
do is
fake
we have
call-ins?
mini episodes where if you want to be a part of our mini episodes, do us a favor and call us at 347-470-8150.
Oh wow,
And they'll leave a message for us, and then we'll do a mini, and we'll listen to a bunch of them, and we'll respond.
that's amazing.
It's great.
That sounds
We have a
like
lot
fun.
of people like to come in and do shtick.
A lot of people like to call from
Sticky
Ohio.
business.
Yeah.
So much
Yeah.
sticky business.
So many
Yeah.
people from Ohio call for some
I
reason.
have a feeling Chris is going to call in at some point
Yep.
just to fuck with
you
us.
better believe it. He's an expert at pranking people too. I heard you're touring with Lori Beth.
Doing a thing with Lori Beth in
That's awesome.
November.
LB Denberg.
And then we're doing another couple shows for the holidays in December.
Nice.
Go to nostalgiapersonified.com if you're interested.
that's right.
We have a lot of tour dates.
November 12th through the 23rd with Lori Beth, and then the December 12th and 13th with Pete and Pete.
And,
I'm
and
going
the
to come
11th
to one of
too,
those.
and December 11th.
I don't have that on there.
No,
Has it
that's
been announced?
that's the Iron Horse. Yeah, the Iron
Oh,
Horse.
it's not on there. I should put that on there.
In
You
lovely
should definitely
Northampton,
put that. Northampton, Massachusetts.
Oh,
it's still
yeah.
on there. It's done. You see the whiteboard that we have, Jeremy?
Holding, it says. Okay. Oh, that's holiday. Sorry. Yes. But no, check that out. You can get all the links and ticket links and all that good stuff at nostalgiapersonified.com.
Yeah, go to nostalgiapersonified.net if you want to see a message that says, this page is available.
I'm taking over that page.
If you're
Yes.
if you're looking to rival our Nostalgia Personified, the .net, .org, and .biz are available.
Are all available.
In
.tv.
US, yeah, all of them. I did want to say also that we're going to have to do a Mighty Ducks Nostalgia Personified. I'm just putting it out there.
I think
just
that
put
might
it
be,
out
yeah.
there, guys. We have two people in the room right now that would
Think about it.
rock that shit.
Well, I'm going to crash one of those ones in December. I think I'm going to come in.
Ooh.
I mean-
You're not even going to know it. I'm just going to show up.
Well,
Shit-faced.
if you were
Those are the best kind, Aaron. Those are the best kind.
if you were worth anything, you'd get his number at the end and make sure he puts in something fun for you to do. Otherwise, we could just totally derail you trying to derail us.
Put him on the list.
Cool. That'll be entertaining either way.
Put him on the list.
All right.
We're also part of the Last Podcast Network.
We are
make
part
sure
of that.
You check them out and all their wonderful podcasts. Right now, I'm still listening to The Brighter Side, which I love.
Ooh, The Brighter Side is great. I listen to that.
Yeah?
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, right on, man.
What about
This guy's an LPN guy.
last podcast on the left? You do the no? Yo, you should stop what
Brighter
you're doing
Side,
right now.
Of
Go
course, I do
subscribe.
Marin because I just think Marin's hilarious.
You're staying positive.
Yeah.
But everybody, Marin's like the Marlboro of podcasts, right? Everybody smokes it. Everybody listens to him.
Everyone dies from it.
Everybody gets disgruntled, and
I know people
all of a sudden become a disgruntled Jew just listening to that.
I like him better now.
you didn't like his interview.
I like his interview style because sometimes he would just make it too much about him, and it was like, I would like to hear,
like a Yelp review.
particularly when I feel like you can tell when Marin has a guest on that he doesn't know. That was like pushed to him from
and he doesn't give a crap about him.
He's kind of like, oh, okay.
It's not
like
a personal interview.
It's not as personal, and then because of that, I think feels a little bit more compelled to be more me, as opposed to like, hey, we just had a nice conversation and everybody had a chance to talk.
And then there's the musicians that come on that I don't know half of them, and then he just
nerds out.
And I'm like, I'm gonna skip this one.
He nerds out hard. Yeah. I saw a video of him
Temperature check,
playing
Jeremy.
guitar with some band recently.
Oh yeah, he played with
84.
Played with was it Metallica? I think he played with Metallica.
Did he? No.
Yeah, or somebody like that. Yeah.
Was it Metallica?
Did he really?
I don't know.
His big band is what's his favorite? It's the Rolling Stones, right? That's his like.
Oh, he played with the Stones. That's
Stones.
what it was.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
He didn't play with Jethro Tull. Paper towel, tank top.
Oh,
yeah.
Danny's starting to sweat. It's 84 degrees in here right now,
it's
folks.
hot,
We're going to
man.
have to shove off here in a
Thanks,
minute.
Aaron. You've been a heck of a guest.
Thank you for
Thank you for having me.
Other
Danny,
than
you got some plugs.
Come on, guys. Let's help him
plug
out.
it up.
Let's
Okay,
plug it
guys.
up.
You know what?
for the Patreon subscribers, you'll see that Danny's being fanned.
I bought a new
If you
fan
wanna see me
company
getting fanned-
for Danny.
Spend $5 on Patreon a month, and you get to see this shenanigans.
You're on Patreon?
Yes.
Subscribe, damn it.
Yes.
Nice.
That help?
Thank you.
You look right into the
Thank
camera.
you.
on that
Thank
one.
you.
That's a good one.
You meant
So
it.
make sure you edit that properly, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I don't
Cut it out
Editing?
is what he means.
Editing? What kind of, what do you want to plug? Obviously, the documentary.
We're doing this documentary called Stigma, Raised in Hollywood, possibly called just Raised in Hollywood. We're still in the process of making it. It's, about child actors, what's going on, with the stigma attached. I don't think it exists. I think it's kind of like this thing that's rolling around, and I wanted to kind of like break it open. And that's the documentary. I'm here with Chris Knote. And should I do like the whole
Hey, Chris.
the whole Instagram
You can do whatever you like, man. This is
do
all
it.
you. This is your time.
Knote Films is what is it? Knote_Films, CANOTE.
Don't spell underscore though. If you spell underscore, you're going to get a different Chris Knote.
Oh yeah. That's the wrong connote.
He has a nice little thong though. That other Chris Knote. It's a fun.
Go to chrisknote.biz.
ChrisKnoteSarongs.com.
Oh, there it is. I'm Aaron Schwartz. It's AARONSCHWARTZ 11. At is in the front of all
There are
that.
10 other ones?
No, I just like the number 11.
Okay.
But there were
That's
like
cool.
a lot of them, yeah.
Okay.
Julio Jones fan. Julio Jones. Did I say Julio?
Yeah, you said Julio.
Wow. Me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
Down by the schoolyard. You can find this gentleman. You good with all
I'm
your-
good. Thank you for
You can find this gentleman here at Michael C. Marone on the Twitters.
Whoa.
Daniel's at D Tamborelli on the Twits. At
Or-
Danny Tamborelli on the Instas.
Yeah, I was,
am at
poor planning, I guess.
Remy Balin on the Instas and Jeremy Balin on other things.
Ah.
Actually, maybe, but it's backwards. I don't fucking
No,
know.
you're at Remy.
Just keep on searching for it.
This has been a hell of an
Yes.
episode. Thanks, Chris Knote.
Chris Knote, thank you for shooting. And also, Aaron.
Thanks,
Yes.
Aaron Schwartz.
Yeah.
This is the 100th episode of our podcast.
Oh, shit.
So
I got the 100th episode.
No, I don't want to.
Champagne.
I don't want to take this away from you because we actually have made a lot more than 100 episodes, but this is the one that actually
we
is
call
called
this
100.
one
Official.
Yeah,
Because this
so-
is the 100th actual.
Oh, this is like the life
episode.
begins at conception thing when it's your birthday. When it's your birthday, you're actually 1 year and 9 months
Yes,
old.
yes,
I get it.
exactly.
I get it.
No more seltzer for Mike.
No.
Happy birthday to
Actually,
all of us.
because you're the 100th 100th episode guy, you get to take the whole
You get your
lemon
lime seltzer.
They left the
with
lemon
you.
for me. Like,
you asked
I'm joking.
for it.
I did.
I'm pretty sure you asked for it.
Well, thank you.
Aaron, you're old enough now.
Stop drinking this one then, huh?
You're old enough now.
Go
Let's have a
crazy.
lemon party.
Go
I think we
crazy.
should do it.
You know what? There was a website
I'm
called
gonna have to ask my mom
lemonparty.org.
first.
The website called lemonparty.org.
Do not visit that site, Patreon. The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Baylor. This podcast is part of the Last Podcast Network, which can be found at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Make sure to check that out for a ton of great shows. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.
This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.